Where better to see the latest and greatest cars than Motor City? They were all on display this week at the 2014 Detroit Auto Show. And CNET editor-at-large Tim Stevens is here to tell us what got his motor running. Tim, good morning.
Good morning.
So are there any overall trends you noticed at the show for cars that we can expect?
We definitely saw weight saving as a big trend here. Ford in particular with the new F-150 showing an aluminum body truck that's going to be up to 700 pounds lighter. Typically when new generations of cars come along they get bigger and heavier, but now they're actually getting lighter, which is great for fuel efficiency and performance too.
There was a lot of buzz at the auto show, wasn't there, of the new CEO of GM, Mary Barra, which first woman CEO ever of a Detroit auto company.
Yeah, she was announced back in December. This was her first big coming out really at the auto show, and she really spoke about a focus on consumers, really giving them what they want to see. You know, it's a little bit too early to say exactly what sort of impact she's going to have in the company, but she's got strong Detroit roots. Her dad worked at Pontiac for 40 years, and she's worked at GM since the 80s, so she basically worked her way all the way up, which is great.
It's sort of interesting, though, to see her as now the global head, and then you see women in go-go boots, and you see apparently a pregnant woman and two women in floor-length gowns. It's sort of an interesting juxtaposition of these two things.
It is. It's definitely, it feels like a bit of an anachronism on the show floor for sure, but you also see a lot more of male product specialists on the show floor too, so things are getting a little bit more mixed, a little bit more balanced, a little bit more progressive perhaps.
You mentioned lighter weight in cars. That's one of the big features of the new Ford F-150 truck, isn't it?
Right. They've got a new high tensile steel frame, which is going to take a bit of weight out, but they've got an aluminum body which takes up to 700 pounds out of the truck. It'll be a lot lighter, a lot more efficiency, better towing capacity, but they still say it's going to be just as durable as the steel body was.
I love that they're doing a three-prong outlet. That's going to be awesome to be able to plug in your whatever you want.
Yeah, the idea is that you can charge your power tools up on the job site, but my first thought was I can charge my laptop up on the road. Yeah, absolutely, right there in the dash.
Let's talk about the Corvette C7R, as Anthony says.
My new car.
Yeah.
So they announced the Z06, which is the new performance model, and then the C7R is the racing model of that. So the Z06 is the version that we're going to be able to buy early next year. 625 horsepower, ridiculously fast, faster than the old ZR1, which was their top Corvette before. And then they've got the C7R model you mentioned, which is the race car. That's going to be going to Le Mans this year and competing in the 24-hour race there.
The canary yellow is not my color, but that's the model I like.
I love the bumblebee scheme myself.
The Toyota has an interesting new model too, doesn't it?
They showed off the FT1. Now, Toyota made a lot of cool cars in the 90s, the Supra and the MR2, but they've kind of gotten out of that of late. The FT1 is this kind of crazy concept car. Looks a little bit like a Formula One car on the nose there. Really nice looking. They're not saying they're going to make this car, but it's more of a design statement that they want to be cool again. You know, Toyota's kind of lost their coolness over the past couple of decades.
Design statement, to say the least. I mean, all these cars look so drastically different. We're used to all seeing them sort of cookie cutter. I want to ask you about Kia's new car, Stinger GT4. What makes this one different?
The Stinger GT4 is basically a low-cost, rear-wheel drive, small car. Should have really good performance. They're saying over 300 horsepower. But the idea is basically to go over the enthusiast market. And Kia really hasn't made a lot of enthusiast-friendly cars. They're more about low cost and economy. This is going to be a fun car to drive, if indeed they produce it. It's just a concept, but two doors, rear-wheel drive, should be a lot of fun if they do make the thing, and I hope they do make the thing.
One more concept, the Cadillac ATS. A quick sentence or two on that, because Cadillac's hot right now.
Yeah, ATS Coupe is going to be their sport two-door. Should be a lot of fun. Cost should start in the low 30s. It should be a nice car to drive.
Tim Stevens, get Anthony a discount on the Corvette.
I'll see what I can do for you.